the vehicle?
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm at Grace Church Road. I went to Waynesboro to bring this man down to this address. And now he's trying to force his way into a house. I'm afraid to move my vehicle. They're fighting in there.
It's inside the house now?
Yeah.
You have your doors locked?
It's open. I'm in a van.
You need to make yourself safe, okay? Even if you've got to drive away from there to get away from him and close that and lock that door. Do that for me now, please.
Okay, wait a minute.
And boom, here we are live. I'm sorry, but I'm still laughing because I just came off of watching Curtis Media's premiere that he was doing for his video, and I was like so looking forward to that one because it had Paul Ansel, Caravan Penny, the police, and then the lady in the red Jeep thing that was like stalking him. So I'm still coming off of that one. Then I realized I was behind because my computer said, please save to another area or whatever. So obviously my Wondershare or whatever was telling me that my C drive was full. And my husband's always like, okay, my husband, and like you said, you guys, my husband's from Nuneaton over there. So I said, honey, you're going to have to start joining the lives. You know, he's the one that's in the UK. But anyways, he's like, because I keep telling you, you need to save it to Big Bertha. You know, like I should call it Penny, you know, Caravan Penny, my D drive, and on there. So I didn't realize. So I was like, Curtis, how much longer is this going to be? Because I really need to start my live soon here. And then I realized that I was about like 10 minutes behind. And then I'm like, oh, wait, it ended. Okay. So, I mean, just put a 1 in the chat, you guys, and how are you guys today? If you finished watching Curtis Media's video. And if you did not, of course, the link is in the description of this video as well. And I'm probably sure do I have it still in here? I think this is it right here. That's the link for it here. But anyways, yeah, that was, I mean, honestly, I love boots on the ground, people. I do. Absolutely. You know, the thing is, bottom line, I live in Canada. You know, Adam lives in the USA. And, you know, and I don't even cover Canadian cases at this point anyway. And so, I mean, if I could do boots on the ground, I know me and you would be there in a heartbeat because we love that stuff. I love talking to people anyway, you know, and, you know, so basically just to give you, because I know that you haven't seen it yet, but just to kind of give you a quick overview of it. So basically, Curtis is trying to find a place to park or whatever. And it just so happens that Paul Ansel is, I think, picking up his kids from school. So he parked in a certain thing. And then Curtis is like, wait a sec, is that Paul Ansel? Okay. So then there's this stalker lady. I think her name is, I think he calls her Hannah S or whatever. And she's like the freaking sonar radar snoop. Yeah. That's going around going, is that him? Is that him? So she obviously calls the cops, right? So Curtis proceeds down to the towpath and, up to the bench area. And I'm not going to lie, you guys. I don't know about you guys, but I was loving those pot bellies on those coppers. I swear to God, they had the exact same mirror image of each other. If you looked at their little vests and then you looked right below it, they both had these pot bellies. And I'm thinking,
Oh,
yeah, so what do you guys just sit there,
so
like paring back your donuts?
um,
And then I'm like,
I mean,
yeah,
our American police aren't the only ones that sit there and eat
no,
the donuts. No,
no.
I'm kidding.
Yeah. And so, yeah. And so, of course, they start talking to him, kind of like harassing him, right? And Curtis is basically saying, like, look, before you're even talking to me, maybe you should look into your system before you come up bothering me again, right? Now, honestly, it was like listening to Twiddledee and Twiddledummer, the movie Dumb and Dumber, like it's like the Three Stooges and one was missing, because I mean the third one I think was a lady in the red Jeep and whatever. And it's just they were being so passive aggressive in the way that they were talking. Like basically like, so like what do you need to film here for then? Like what is your plan for the rest of the day? So it's almost like they wanted to arrest him, like come on, da da da. Curtis had to prove, in a sense that, hey, look, it's over. My 3 months is over. He went down to go get his GoPro. And again, it's the same thing as last time. Like, it's just like any excuse, right? And but it's so funny how like they were being so passive aggressive in their talking to him. And all I could think of, like, are these people stupid? Honestly, these cops, they're just asking the most ridiculous questions. Oh, well, let me put it this way. They were purposely or like, well, what do you need to be doing here for? Well, you're, ticking people off. You know, don't care. Don't care. I'm not bothering anybody. I can do what I want type of thing. And what you're looking at, other cops here. So yeah. Well, I'll tell you, I mean, I really like the way that Curtis was talking to them back because honestly, like he was being respectful, but yet basically saying,
Always
like,
good.
look, I don't have like you're just harassing me at this point now. I did my 3 months. My time is up. I'm allowed to be here. I'm not bugging anyone, right? I mean, mostly what he does do is cover the area, and talks on his videos. It's just pure. Sorry, there's a bug in my way. All right, but anyways, he's just being harassed now at this point, and it's almost like a bunch of like a pack of little wolves in a small little town going, like almost like with the whole, like the broom and get out of town, Curtis. And it's kind of like, like, I mean, everyone pretty much knows who Curtis Media is now because of the video and stuff like that. And it's just kind of like, look, I'm not doing anything wrong. Leave me alone. Go eat some more donuts or something, but anyways, so that was pretty funny. And then he sees Peter Van Penny on a tractor. You guys, I heaven forbid,
Funny.
right?
I mean, I think
Yeah.
John from Crime Scene to Courtroom, he picked the wrong day to go.
Oh, absolutely. Let me just pull up my last picture I had there. Where
I'm
is
just
it?
kidding. When John went to the when John went there, I was like, do this. He was probably like, shut up, leave me alone.
Right. Okay, wait. Where's my pictures? Why aren't you? Where did you go? I just brought you in here. Where did you go? Okay, don't start acting up on me now, computer. Like you always work for me, so smarten up. Yeah, I mean it's well like overgrown. Oh, you know what? How do I do this? I bring in the pictures and I'm pretty sure I literally just put them to my recycling bin. All right. Just see what people are saying in chat. Give me 1 second, Adam. You guys, thank you guys so much for joining. Give some hellos out, and I'll just be right back.
Hazy Hayes says, evening sunny. I was with you on the Curtis stream. He handled himself expertly, unlike the police. Well, it sounds like it. I've not watched the premiere of the video yet, but I will. I absolutely am going to this evening. It's only 4:30 in the afternoon in the U.S. here where I am, so I have time. Sharon Parker, hey, how are you? Sharon Parker's from the U.S. Shirley Keela says, big up. Crime scene to courtroom. Absolutely. We love John. And David Sharman says John is too much of a gentleman. He is a great guy. Tracy, exactly. They probably don't know what John looks like. They know Curtis' face in the village. Grandma Soros there. Hi. How are you? Patriot Lady says the police and the lady in the red car are ridiculous. I like the pun, but I assume you meant to say ridiculous.
Yeah, no, right. Yeah, ridiculous. Nice play on words. Nice pun. And again, sorry, Adam. But yes, so don't forget, you guys. I told you guys like last week, and most of you know by now that John's dog Harvey had to be put down. He does have the crematory remains, and Harvey's back home. But I asked him how he was doing today as well, and he said, that he's starting to feel a bit better. Oh, there's a dog barking there. There, it must have heard Harvey's name, eh? Anyways, so again, prayers to John during this rough time, because everyone again knows that owns a pet how much they mean to you, especially when you've had them for like, whatever it was, 13 years, and yeah. So just want to say that for John.
And when they're your they're your family, so especially if you don't have children, and it's your whole life. So my heart just breaks for him, but
yeah.
But he is a wonderful. So yeah, I'm saying a prayer.
Yeah. I mean, I love it. Honestly, I really love it. There's a lot of dirtbag creators out there. No offense to those dirtbags, but I really love it when we come across really great people and creators. Me personally, I know some people have had issues, say with Curtis Media, because of, he was the one that put out the video. But like I said, so did a news channel as well. And a news channel literally shows basically the picture. I can't remember which, there's too many of the freaking, I can't remember which one it was that I recently saw again. And I'm like, eh. But anyways, I like people that are just true and transparent. I like boots on the ground. I like people that literally will take you there, make you feel like you're understanding the area. I know, there's other people on other cases that do the same thing. JLR is great for going down to places. I remember with Idaho, and you literally got the feeling and the vibe. And you guys, thank you guys so much for whoever watched my video yesterday going, no way, because honestly, it didn't really kick in until I seen, like, I've watched a lot of videos, but it didn't really kick in until Curtis kept going to these areas and going like, look how shallow it is, guys. Look how shallow. And like I said, so watching his whole clip from the other day, I was like, he's right. Like, meaning it just kind of really kicked in that I'm just going like, come on. Like in your head, you're just trying to comprehend how that in all these shallow areas, first of all, that, Nicola, rest in peace, that her body could get by these areas. And, just the fact, even when they threw the stick in, the stick just stayed there. And it was kind of like, no, that's Streamlabs. Streamlabs will, if you put in periods and whatever, David, it will deem it like you're trying to put up a link, even though you're not on there. Penny is trying to sell the park. Wonder if Paul wanted to buy it and Nikki did it. Is she? I don't know actually about that. At least yet. But anyway, so here is, so a big thank you to everyone that's watching that video. I really didn't expect it to do as well as it's been doing. I was just
I sent you
legitly
I sent you a message.
Did you? Okay, 1 second here. News update. 4 hours ago was this one. Is that for the lock or not? That's for Rhys. Is that what you just sent me?
Yeah.
You guys, let's just take a moment, and I just want to take a look at this for a second. You guys know that I have been making a few videos about Rhys Roger from Loch Rannoch. And like I said, if I'm butchering how to say it, I'm so sorry. But, you know, let me throw some Canadian names at you, see if you can pronounce those ones. It's hard when you don't, when you don't live amongst that area, and
Yeah.
there's so many different names, Shire, this, that, yeah. So, forgiveness, right? The world's got bigger issues than if I pronounce a thing wrong, that's for sure. Let's see here. So let's just bring that in here for. Oh, why did I even take that down? I should have just left it up. Okay. So Adam just sent me this. So let's take a look, guys. So it says around 10:45 a.m. on Saturday, the 27th, 2023, the body of a man was discovered on the north shore of Loch Rannoch. Sorry, chills. Although the deceased has yet to be formally identified, the family of Fife man Rhys Roger, 28, who was last seen on the north shore of Loch Rannoch on Saturday, March 18th, has been made aware. A report will be submitted to the procurator.
Procurator.
Yeah, fiscal. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
And then there was a update from Taylor, I think, as
was there
well.
another one? Okay. Let's see that one. Oh, okay. Um, oh, that's weighing very heavy on my heart right now, but I'm, um, you know, it's kind of like
Yeah.
Nicola Bulley, same thing that that she was found. Like the family doesn't have to suffer. Her
Yeah.
parents and that, and don't have to suffer with that. So it is with a heavy heart that in a few days I'll be removing this page. Our boy has been found. The support has been unreal for him and his family. Thanks to troops for everything. Um, I mean, without it being said, I really, I really think that this was somebody that took their life, but I don't know that for a fact. It's
Yeah.
just the circumstances that were said about this case make you think that it was somebody, that hence why that last phone call to his
Yeah.
partner, Paula, was bugging me because of what she said, he said, but she didn't think nothing about it. But to me, it bugged me because it was almost like someone saying, like, you all right type of thing. And, just checking to see how you are. And then his phone turns off. And then he's spotted like an hour or so away from the campsite. And she said that he hated water, something about hating water. Besides fishing, he hated water. And so, to her, it was like, you know, like, nah, he wouldn't be near the water. Regardless of what did happen to him, I'm so glad that Paula has answers. You guys, you have to understand, this is like the hardest part for me when I deal with true crime stuff myself is right, Adam, just when a family doesn't have answers and then it happens to somebody, right? And this is where people forget. If this happened to you, what would you do? How would you react? How would you feel? You always have to look at everything as if the shoe's on the other foot, and then, right? And that's how you always have to look at everything. And of course, anyone in these type of predicaments with, the victims of whatever it was, taking their own life, a crime, a death or whatever, a homicide, but in this case, when a family member is literally, you don't have any answers, like what happened with Nicola Bulley. At first, until she was found, there was no answers. And that's what's so heartbreaking to me. So prayers for Paula Erzy. Rest in peace to Rhys Roger. I'm glad that he has been found, unfortunately, again, for another two children and a partner.
Yeah.
You know,
It's not,
very
I mean,
sad.
sadly, it's not surprising, but it's still sad.
Yeah, I mean, when you're dealing with true crime, for the most part, you're always dealing with very sad cases, you know. When it comes to the missing, For all the people that are reported missing, typically there's a good percentage that are found within the next day or two. They're just runaways and stuff like that. But you always know when something is more out of the ordinary when you listen to a case, So, anyways, big prayers for the family, but I'm glad that they got answers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Back
Hopefully,
to Karen.
hopefully answers.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, hopefully they have answers.
Let me just zoom in on Caravan Penny because she's staring right over at Curtis. Isn't that a beautiful picture, guys? Look at that face. That's a face only a mother could love.
Looks like she has a Make America. Doesn't it look like she has a Make America Great Again hat on?
Right? Penny. I don't think Penny will ever live down the grumpy Caravan Penny thing. And that orange and brown combination going on, or maybe that's red from here. Looks orangey red though. But anyways, it was like in the video when you watch it, Adam, you're literally gonna see like, she's driving her tractor, and then all of a sudden he's playing Jaws music. and it's like you can see her just staring over there.
I wonder if she has any twine in her pocket.
I wonder. I mean, right? I mean, Ron was told to tie her up, but why would he when she already had twine in her pocket, tying her up? So it's just crazy. I still can't get over, you guys, all the inconsistencies to do with this case. Honestly, I can't. I like to try to do the best homework that I can and cipher through things again, using my own ability. Oh, which reminds me, Adam, let me bring up that post, and if you could read it. I'll bring it up. Share screen. And it's like review into Nicola Bulley police investigation to focus on TikTok conspiracy theorists. So I'm going to make the screen big. I'm going to take the branding off for a sec so you guys can see it.
Yeah, and the original article I found about this was on the BBC, but for some reason, when I try to share things from the BBC's website, it's difficult sometimes because I have the app, and so it tries to open the app. But I'll read this. This is a review into Nicola Bulley's police investigation on TikTok conspiracy theorist. It says a police boss says he wants to understand how TikTok conspiracy theorists took a hold of an investigation into the disappearance of the mother of two, Nicola Bulley. The 45-year-old woman was found in the River Wyre on St. Michael's on Wyre on February 19th, 3 weeks after she was reported missing. Lancshire's Police and Crime Commissioner Andrew Snowden has ordered an independent review of the police investigation. Miss Bulley's case attracted media attention all over the world, which led to dozens of amateur detectives on social media, particularly TikTok, descending on the village. Asked by the local democracy reporting service why he had ordered the review, Mr. Snowden said that it was important to ask the question the public wants answering. He wants to understand how social media set the agenda during the investigation, rather than the police themselves. Mr. Snowden says, I'm also concerned in a modern policing investigation, which was sadly correct in its hypothesis all along, became such a story, particularly in the national papers, about bungling incompetent cops. Yet they were right all along. He continued to say, TikTok...
Can we just take a moment just to laugh at that? I mean, honestly, can we just take a moment just to laugh at that comment right there? Just because she was found in the water didn't mean they were right all along. They're the ones that bungled up the whole
hypothesis.
Yeah.
It's like they want to be like, well, why were we being questioned? We were right all along.
I know,
but yet the TikTokers don't stop.
Yeah, pushing it back.
Well, maybe that's because they haven't answered the questions. Literally 2 lines ago, it said that's important to ask the questions the public want answering.
Right.
Yeah, it's the one thing they haven't done is answer any questions that the public wants answering.
Absolutely.
In my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
Where'd it go?
I'm sorry, did you lose your spot? Just go back to where it says he continued to say TikTok.
Yet they were right all along. He continued to say TikTok saw online amateur detectives pushing conspiracy theories out, which resulted in vile abuse towards Nicola's family and friends. How did that get so out of hand? Lancashire police were criticized for making Miss Bulley's struggles with alcohol and menopause public during the missing persons investigation, as they should have been. However, the Information Commissioner's Office later said the force will not face action over its disclosures after a fast-paced investigation, whatever that means. The conservative politician said he had his own personal views, but said he did not want to preempt the outcome of the review he had requested, whatever that means. The College of Policing review is expected to report in the autumn and will focus on the operational response to the high-risk missing person investigation mounted to find Nicola Bulley, communication and engagement with the press, public, and family, decision-making surrounding the disclosure of sensitive personal information. Earlier this month, the Information Commissioner's Office decided not to take any enforcement action against the Lancashire Police over its disclosure of Nicola Bulley's personal information. Meanwhile, the Independent Office for the Police Conduct cleared the force of any wrongdoing over contact if it had with her prior to her disappearance. They cleared the force of any wrongdoing over contact it had had with her prior to her disappearance. Huh. I hadn't heard that.
Please, okay. Fine. Meanwhile, the Independent Police Office Police Conduct cleared the force, right, of any wrongdoing to over contact it had. Right. Yeah, they with her prior disappearance. With her prior disappearance.
Prior of her disappearance.
Oh, with her. Oh, with her prior
with her
to her disappearance. Right. Okay. So basically, obviously, they are 100%, perfect, right? They're totally 100% perfect in all this. And their actions did not lead at all to any speculation at all throughout the internet. Of course not. It also, this is just it. I have to go back here. It really ticks me off when they try to shove their narrative and they're sloppy. Okay. Lancashire police, you were sloppy. You didn't do your due diligence. You guys sucked. Simple as that. You guys didn't do it right. You should have cordoned off the area properly. You are the people. And this is exactly what starts it. Go ahead.
They are still like, woe is me. They're still trying, they're the victim somehow. Oh, how dare you even worry? How dare you not like us? Yeah. Well, do your job and do it correctly, please.
Well, they certainly didn't, did they? Like I said, no. I have shown in the videos that I've made all the different inconsistencies in what they've said, in what they spewed out of their own mouths. They didn't do the job right. They're the ones that instantly came out saying that, there's no third party involvement. They said that right away, and they couldn't prove it. They could not prove that. They had nothing at all. They had, well, these people know Nicola Bulley, and she was in the field. And why the heck were they looking for 910 to 920 only? Why did they keep saying that? It personally bugged me. So what? So the part where she actually disappeared, you have no interest in? But it pisses me off to no end, like the harassment that they were doing to Curtis, using their little powers and basically trying to make it seem like, well, I mean, why are you in the area? These people are bugged by you in the area. So, you really should leave, but, you can be here if you want, but really you're causing these people undue stress. No, how about those people are in charge of their own feelings? And he's just walking around like any human being has the right to do. And yet they want to harass him. And it just goes with the bull cockamamie crap that they're trying to feed about that they did a good job here. They didn't. They didn't at all. They sucked. Like, seriously. Like they let people traipse in. If they were so proactive here, they let people from TikTokers to YouTubers and whatever, they let them come in with their cameras, traipsing up and down, all while they're still pushing the narrative that she fell in right there, but had no proof. When it was asked on the press conference, do you have anything to show, about Nicola Bulley? Nothing, not a scarf, not a hat, whatever, not a jacket, nothing at all. Nothing. Fat Cheerio. Yeah. Oh, nice. That's
William Austin says, but there was nothing to suggest third party involvement. William, you're correct. There was nothing to suggest that, but there was also nothing to suggest that there wasn't third party involvement.
Correct. At the time.
But I understand what you're saying. Absolutely. Because there might not have been.
Right.
But there might have been. We don't know.
Right. The thing was,
I never thought there was, but
Adam, they had nothing to show that she had fallen into the water either. That's the bottom line, right, William? Yeah. There was nothing to show. They had no slip marks. They had no nothing. They couldn't find her day after day after day. So they had nothing. You seen them, William, backpedaling. That after time had gone on, you could see their little butts backpedaling. Hi, Jeff. How are you?
Hey, Ray. Jeff.
But yeah, do you know what I mean? So it's like at the time, they couldn't rule out third party involvement. Really, they couldn't. You can't, again, okay, their incompetence didn't even cordon off the area.
Yeah.
Hi, Claire.
Thank you. Exactly.
Yeah. Anyways, you guys can put your thoughts in the thing. Bottom line is that they were incompetent. They're trying to push that blame back on the thing. Like, how did this get out of control? Oh, I don't know. Why don't you look to yourselves, before you start casting stones there, Lancashire police,
Right. To me, it's the epitome of arrogance.
Yeah, definitely. And there, I like Sally Riley more than I do Rebecca Smith. Rebecca Smith needs to come off a few blocks of her own ego there as she's talking. She's talking very abruptly, and it's just like, you know what? Like I said, it's a two-way situation here. They didn't put out, like I said, they didn't do the proper steps that they should have. They can sit there and bullshit themselves all they want to all day long. Bottom line is, the public is a very useful tool, and you take the good with the bad. But why they were focused on the TikTokers and that so much, like, really, I'm sorry. It's only going to get worse than Lancashire police. So unless they put in their own stupid law, that prevents, this stuff, which they very well might do, to be honest with you. It's like I said, the public's help is tremendous. What the internet sleuths can do in a short period of time takes them usually a lot longer time. The internet sleuths can dig up information. Look at, like I said, we were just talking about Gabby Petito's case yesterday.
Yeah.
Anyways.
If it weren't for internet sleuths, internet sleuths found Gabby Petito's body, basically.
Yeah.
Because they found the van.
They literally handed over where the van was. Here, we got video. We were in that area. Look at this. I just saved you guys days, whatever of time. And then they found Gabby Petito's body not too far away. Now, of course, we were just talking about that case. You guys, it was a big case out here in, I should say out here, even though I don't live in the U.S., out in Adam's part of the world, there, the U.S. Big cases.
I think you live closer to where Gabby Petito was found than where I do.
yeah, probably, right? Just a hop, skip, and jump over the border there. Yeah. But I just, I'm all about just truth and transparency. Like I said, call a spade a spade. Now, reading that article like Adam just read, okay, first of all, the police are going to tell you what they want you to know. And in turn, they're also to you, like they're going to make everything right sound perfectly, like this is, I don't understand how, whatever Snowden said there or whatever, and they're going to make it sound, it's basically like a bullshit article is what it is. Hi, Sunny. Oh, let's see. Hi, Claire. Wait, Sunny Aspen, someone got assaulted outside my house last Sunday, took them till last night to show up. Really? And they're doing nothing. Someone rang.
Claire lives in the area.
Yeah, that is pathetic, Claire. Really? That's pathetic. Last night, it took them till last night to show up. Really, so basically a week.
Mm.
That right, and yet Curtis walks over there, and they're just like little dog sniffers. Curtis, you in the area?
Yeah.
And then the freaking like said lady with the red vehicle or whatever. You know what? If she doesn't smarten up herself, we're gonna plaster her freaking face all over the internet and see if she likes it. To be honest with you,
Right. And
she wants to
I did
keep
like
minding.
what William said there as well. William said, I totally agree. The police did nothing to help themselves in dealing with this case. They made mistakes and caused confusion. Yeah, absolutely. I think
They did, and that's
all agree.
right. I mean,
Well,
you're talking millions of people. You cannot sit there and say, we got nothing to show you, but we want you to believe this. You can't do that to the public. The public will come down your butt in a matter of seconds when you do stuff like that. And that's exactly what happened. Had they took it in a different route and said it in a better way than what they did, yeah, that's right. Then it could have been different, but that's not happened. They just basically, it just came off as, look, we're telling you this is what happened. We got nothing to show for it, but we want you to go with this, because this is what we feel has happened. And it could have been truthful in a sense, but the thing is, there was no proof. Zero. Yeah. Right. Police investigating themselves. Of course they did no wrong, right? Of course they didn't do any wrong. Okay. Like I said, it's just kind of, to me, reminds me of what? Like government stuff, right? They just stand there preaching what they're going to do for you, all these good things, because all they're doing is trying to sell themselves, right? Oh, hey, support with Steffa. That's all they're doing is just selling themselves. Hey, we're the best in the world. We did everything right. Oh, I'm sorry, Pinocchio. Is your nose growing? That's really what it reminds me of. Right. Right. If it doesn't sound right to the ear, then something's not right. Yes.
Right.
Mm-mm.
Carol Hicks, I didn't see your message up about Snowden. I'm sorry. And for some reason, mine is not letting me scroll that far.
Let's see, Carol. Let me see.
So feel free to put it back in if you want, Carol.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Sometimes it's really hard when you're multitasking, and to sit there and see and get to all the things that people are saying. To be honest with you, yeah, Carol, could you just put it again, please? Because I don't know how far back it is, and I don't see it in my quite a bit way of showing. Let me put back up. I want to put back up a couple of those pictures. And again, if you guys haven't checked out, like Curtis had, you guys, I don't know what the top amount was, but when I looked, it was like, it grew to 1,150 people, in his live. Curtis knows where the bread's buttered for that, because Curtis does a good job at the Nicola Bulley case. I'm glad that his time is up, and then they gave him a ticket. Right. So when he goes back to his vehicle in this, whatever it was it the church parking lot, school parking, whatever? I think it was and anyways, like I said, it's like within minutes, the whole town's buzzing. So you're telling me that Ron didn't know who Nicola was, and Penny didn't know who Nicola was? I mean, look at these people. Within moments, they're freaking all buzzing around, going, that guy Curtis Media is, or the church house, And then he sits there, the same cop that's bugging him at the park is sitting there taking a picture of his license plate and gives him a ticket just to be a DICK. Yeah, Carol, it rhymes with your last name there. Carol Hicks, Dix. Same thing. Did she put it up? He made a new statement, make eyes water. It's PNAD armchair detective, take a peek. Hi, his made new statement makes eyes water. Is that okay?
I'm Adam, not quite sure. Yeah, couldn't decipher it.
Yeah, can you decipher? Because Carol, can you decipher?
Carol, if that's your tuxedo cat, it's very cute.
Aw, that's so cute. Sorry, Carol. I'm not really sure of the Morse code. I'm not PN. Hi, his maid. So he's made new statement, makes eyes water. Yeah. Water from like, are you talking about because you're laughing so hard because of what he's saying?
And on Curtis.
Or yeah, didn't know Nicola but Curtis very well. Oh, is that Miss Dog Lover's in the house? Hey, Miss Dog Lover, how are you? Just watching the video. Jesus, police officers are on a power trip. Yeah,
Snowden who made a statement.
bottom line is, and Curtis did such a great job. Okay, wait. First of all, you guys, here's Paul Ansel as he just happens, Adam, as he just happens to like park, and then he's like in his video going, was that just Paul Ansel? Like, let me just go back. And so yeah, so it was Paul, and I think he said that Paul kind of like looked at him like, like cheer, like hey mate or whatever, cheers. And then it was kind of like, do I recognize you?
Oh, did he speak to Paul?
Well, he said that when he was parking or something like that. He said when Paul was in the car, I don't know where. I think it was he was in the car when they were parking. That's when he came across them, and he's like, kind of like, like cheers, mate, type of thing, as if they're like give him a thank you for letting his car go or something. I can't remember exactly how it went, but it was something like that. But he was parking, and next thing you know, it's like there's Paul Ansel. Isn't that crazy though? Got Caravan Penny, got Paul Ansel, got the coppers all in one video. That was nice. I'm gonna cough 1 sec.
Carol, yeah, your cat's very cute.
Accidentally took that down. Oh,
it's funny. I'm just reading a new article now by about Andrew Snowden, who's thanking only the journalist from Lancashire, for their coverage of the case. He said the journalists from the county were great.
Oh, of course they were. They were perfect, on par, on point. Let's raise our noses a little higher. Let's just keep patting our backs, because obviously the public's not. So we gotta kiss our own butts here. Did Paul recognize Curtis? Well, that's just the thing, is that it might have, for sure, after the fact, somebody would have said something. Hi, Jackie. Somebody probably would have said something. But at the time, he was, I think, going like, oh, I think he looks familiar. So what are you sending me here, Adam, here?
Oh, that's just that article if you want to read it later about the coverage of the local coverage of the case.
Oh, let's see here.
Just so you have it for yourself. I don't know if there's anything else good in it.
Well, you know what I'll do? If I'll just simply put it into the chat for the chat to go take a look at it and read it. God, that's a lengthy thing there. If you guys didn't see this video on Twitter yesterday, just for the sake of it, only because this thing makes me laugh so bad, I just have to show you this aquatic fish. Okay, so I seen it on Twitter. Adam saw it on Twitter. My husband was laughing so hard that I was like, what are you laughing at? And this is what he was laughing at. Okay, guys? Okay, hold on. It's a little special treat in the mix of nothing to do with any case. Like, look at this thing. Look at that fish. And this is a real fish, guys. Okay? That's how, like, they are over Curtis Media. Like, please. Isn't that crazy, you guys? See that? It's please on Curtis Media. Smell you, and you're right there.
That's like pinning a dog off its feet.
Okay, you guys are welcome for that. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Like it's got a big tumor on the head. That I'm sorry, but that fish is like half person, half fish, and it's creepy as shit. If I came across that, if I was underneath the water and came across that, I'd be like backstroking. Like, what the hell? So all I heard was my husband in his British accent be like, "What the is that?" Yeah, I'm like, and then I hear him laughing so hard. And like I said, I'm in the bedroom and he's in the living room, and that's all I kept hearing. And I'm like, "What? What was it?" And honestly, the thing looks half human. That's freaky, isn't it? Yeah, on there. But anyways, going back to, um, we'll go back to here. So yeah, so that was Paul, guys. And again, so Curtis did some amazing work, in his filming. I mean, again, when you watch the video, you guys, he did a really good job at the Wyre there. Like, I mean, it's beautiful. I love looking. It's so beautiful when you're looking at the water, and then all of a sudden, it's like the water looks like cotton candy. But let me go bring in a couple more pictures here that I took, because this is going back to the point of it. Let's see here. There's Curtis there. I'll just bring in these few shots here. Yeah, I've already got that one. I got that one. It's just telling me I have that one. Okay, so I quickly took these before the live so I could. Yeah, fine. So like, let's look where Curtis is here. This is Curtis from Curtis Media. Okay, again. So looking at this picture, you guys, okay, look how shallow. Like I said, all these rocks, right? This is like I had in my video, like just what? Ankle deep, a little bit above in some spots, about ankle deep. Someone's got this big puffer jacket on. At what point did Nicola Bulley, if she was in that water, okay, so we have to look at it two ways. Either that she was put in the water afterwards, and that's why they simply couldn't find her, or that she was in the water and they did a really pathetic job and they just simply couldn't find her. But how did she get over all these obstacles along the way, not get snagged? And we got a big puffy jacket on. So how does like that perfect storm happen where that her body surfaces, perhaps if she's in the water, let's just say that her body surfaces, nobody sees her. Then it goes down and then it pops its way back up again due to the gases, blah, blah, blah. At no point does she get snagged on anything. Like, can you imagine like this? You'd have to, like, you would get stuck, like just get stuck in this particular spot, Yes, a petition. Yeah. Yeah, there's a petition going around. She would not move much, really. Right. Well, that's just it, right? Like, I mean, seriously. It's different when you're watching the actual footage, but like I said, Curtis had just ended his life. But so Adam, what do you think about that all? Because like Curtis showed multiple spots. Not only that, but the spot where Nicola was, the water is like stagnant pretty much. It's very little moving, right? This woman has a puffer jacket on, right? And the stick in the water isn't even moving. And yet they couldn't find her if she was in there. Okay, guys, remember, it has to be looked at two ways. Either she was placed back in there after the fact, or she wasn't. And either she was, in that area and they were just pathetic and everyone missed her. Nobody could have seen her. She didn't get snagged on anything. It was the perfect storm, and some random guy that's a psychic happens to find her on the 19th instead of the police and the sonar scanners, drones, all that crap. So it's just a matter of, no, they didn't find one piece of clothing, Crystal. Anyways, Adam,
I think you explained pretty much how I feel exactly. I'm not fully convinced that she was not in that water. I'm more along the narrative of where did she actually go in the water. But I don't know. Maybe she wasn't in the water. My gut tells me that she did go in the water that day, but I'm just not sure where she went in. Because I've said since day one, if she fell into that water in 2 feet of water, she would not be fully submerged wearing a knee-length puffer jacket in a matter of an hour, even. Not with no current, especially.
Well,
I mean, those puffer jackets are water resistant. They're not,
sorry, Ed. Oh,
and she had wellies on.
like I
Elaine
said,
says, Nicola never went on that walk. Yeah,
but yeah,
I mean,
let's go to what you guys are saying in chat here. So we'll start with Claire. Claire, could have never happened. She never went in there. If the police knew and had evidence, wouldn't they show it to stop Well, you would think so, Claire. If they're so on top of this and they want people to stop speculating, come make us. All right, I mean, they tried to do it again, they worried so much about what the internet was doing. Right. And all I was like, STFU and worry about your job and finding Nicola Bulley. Like, why are you guys putting so much concern on the internet? Like, I just don't get that. Use the internet to your benefit.
as a resource.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of offending them. Because then when you piss people off, you know what happens? You guys know this. Like Curtis said, you're making me want to keep coming back because what are you guys trying to hide? Why are you guys keep bugging me? What is it? Why are you trying to shut me up? Why are you trying to shut me down? So what is it you're trying to hide? Now, it depends how you want to look at that. But the bottom line is the more you piss me off personally too, the more I want to talk about it. Because now you're just full of yourselves and you make me even more want to come back. Hello, new subscriber.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Bad
Oh,
Fairy.
a bad fairy. Well, we
Bad
only
fairy.
take good fairies in here. I'm sorry. No, just
You
kidding.
can. I take the good ones. You have the bad ones.
Okay, fair enough.
See, Ray Jones, you said this once before. Ray Jones says that puffer jacket will drag you to the bottom in 10 minutes or less. That puffer jacket was water resistant. So I think if you fall into a sea, but if you fall into 2 feet of water, that puffer jacket is not submerging underwater with no current in 10 minutes.
Right.
Ray, I want you to test it out for me. I want you to
Ray,
put a kneeling puffer jacket on and go lay in a puddle in your driveway and see how long it takes to submerge in water.
Yeah. But I mean, come on though. Like again, and I said this in yesterday's video. Yesterday was just about me, just my feelings and emotions just all coming out there because I was like, no, there's no way that everything aligned this perfectly in that, especially in those small little areas. Come on. They couldn't find her with all that technology and all those people that were just, even the people that weren't part of the search, but were kind of inserting themselves into looking around as well. So you're telling me day after day after day that Nicola Bulley in this small little slough, okay? I mean, it opens up in certain points, but really it's basically a slough, something that's very slow moving, right? Which it was until it gets a little bit closer to the Wyre. And even then, like I said, there's so much, like, look at the rocks here, guys. Tell me how a body's going to get over that. Like, seriously, especially one that's weighted down now. So once the water, like, let's just say that she was in the water, the water, ended up weighting, because it absorbs to a point. But, and considering that the jacket she had on, maybe made her more of what you call a floater. Some people don't like that term, but that's the term, guys. Okay. When they're not touching the bottom, they're not at the surface, but they're just floating because of the clothing that they have on, which is deemed as more of a floating material. So let's say her jacket still was floating. Tell me that jacket and her body, and her welly boots, once they're weighed down, and stuff like that with water in them and stuff, if she's in the water, that it would have got past this area. And that's just one area out of many. Okay. I mean, go back over to where the bridge is. And then again, tell me, and then go to those areas that are very thin and tell me that your boat with your sonar and your drones and your your land searchers, your water searchers, and all you guys couldn't find it. But you guys did a miraculous job, Lancashire Police. You guys were so on par and on point that you couldn't even find her. That's how great you guys were. Like, come on, get off your own freaking horse, right? It's just like, I don't know. It's just bullcrap to me. So, like I said, in that video yesterday that I did, looking at all the different areas that are so shallow, and that they missed her completely. Come on, like you can't even, and like you guys, that just compounds though with all of the inconsistencies of what they're saying. You couldn't make a timeline properly. Like I tried to make a timeline to what was the most reasonable explanation of how Ron's words could make sense and how, like the timing could make sense. And, and even then, it just really boils down to the fact that because of their own inconsistencies, you are really not able to make a timeline at all. And yet they want to continuously blame for their, no, I'm sorry it took this long for a witness to come forward, like 5 days. Oh, I'm sorry that we didn't court it off for like 7 days. Oh, hey, that's Peter Falding come help us 10 days after. What are you saying, Grandma Soras? I want either of you, Aspen or Ray, to put a big coat in the middle of the summer and see how many parents have a go at you. If the water was so shallow, how did the search boat get to those parts? Well, because at the end of the day, like anything, those are just dinghies.
Those are inflatable boats,
Those
weren't
are
they?
inflatable boats. They would like when Peter Falding was talking in his interviews, like he's even telling you that, like basically the boat bottoms out, so you have to basically get out of the boat, lift it up to carry it to a little bit.
Speaking of Peter Falding, did you hear what he was complaining about? Like what he said the online criticism of him was?
What?
That he couldn't find a hooker in a brothel.
Oh. Is that what somebody said?
I was reading an article. It was in a trash publication, but it was a quote by Peter Falding saying he got criticized online, saying he couldn't find a in a brothel.
That's funny. Like,
yeah, that's a burn. Poor guy.
I know. He really took the brunt of this, and that ticks me off as well. So, okay, regardless, right? Again, Peter Falding. He claims that if she's in the river, I'm going to find her. I'm going to find her. She's not in the river. He can't really speak about the case. Nobody found her, like I said. So again, right. And to me, it just blows me away. Like I said, I watch, had watched our AWP and Chaos Divers and stuff like that. These are search teams that go in and look for bodies, typically in vehicles, in the cold cases and stuff like that. And it's kind of like I said, so this is why the Lancashire, like the police that are diver experts, and this is where I did that one video. It's because really they're not expert so they might be qualified to go into the water to do a search because that's what they were doing, but are they experts like someone like Peter Falding who does that for a living? Absolutely not. Okay. Like AWP, Chaos Divers, and that these people have the best equipment. This is what their jobs entail. So versus the Lancashire police who go into the water whenever they're needed or called to, which is who knows how many times a year, versus the fact that someone like Peter Falding or AWP or, Chaos Divers and all those ones, that's what they do all year round. Besides, of course, when it's covered in snow in certain places, but that would be, but parts of the US are always sunny or, have pretty decent weather there. But anyways, you never find that in Canada now. But anyways, right? So there's a huge difference in how, say, they can look at the equipment, meaning that you can see how, although they're divers that go in for the Lancashire police or whatever, their water team, they're still not the experts that someone like, they're not on the same level as a Peter Falding, right? So if he can't find her, and that's not a very big river. How many times do I have to say that to myself, to be honest? That river is not big. You guys have been searching for her for how many days and weeks, and you guys couldn't find her? It's just absurd. It's absurd. So either she's not there, and I just can't see her. I can't see that everyone underneath the sun, searchers, land searchers, police searches, all that stuff, that she would have gone over certain areas and at no point nobody would have seen her in all those days. And yet, right. It's as shallow as this. Like, how did her body get over something like that if you're weighed down really by, because once once your boots are filled too, right?
Right.
I mean, yes, the gases bring you, but anyway.
Well, and if their hypothesis immediately was that she went into that water, like Ray Jones says here, sorry to keep picking on you, Ray, but I agree with you 100% here. I don't understand why a net was not dragged immediately. That's how we find people who drown. For anyone that doesn't know, Ray lives on the east coast of the U.S. and he is a fisherman. I think that's or a seaman, however you want to say it. But so I agree. If they thought she went in that water immediately, why didn't they drag a net? I mean, they talked about how extensive their search was, how they went a mile up. Was it a mile up river and then 3 miles downriver?
Yeah. And not only that, Adam, but they had a cadaver dog as well.
Yeah.
That has snow sniffer. So remember, you guys, nothing found her. No cadaver dog, no drone, no sonar, no
So
nothing.
either wasn't in the area or they missed her. Those are the two possibilities there. That's confusing me. There's a lady dog lover now. We have Miss Dog Lover.
I know we have Miss Dog Lover and Lady Dog Lover. Perfect. Yeah, look at that beautiful German Shepherd. I think that's a German Shepherd. I'm not sure what kind.
Oh yeah, gorgeous dog.
Is that a German Shepherd, Lady Dog Lover? Like, I don't know my dog names too well. I know that I had a golden retriever, and I know what a Labrador is, and I know what a German Shepherd looks like, and stuff like that. I mean, I was bit by a German Shepherd when I was younger for riding my bike past a kid's house, and then he sicked his dog on me and came and bit me right in the leg. I was like 5 years old. After that, I was scared shitless of German Shepherds.
And like Denise Burns says, much the same way they didn't cordon off the bench. Absolutely. I think it took them, 4 days?
Yeah. We should all love dogs.
We should all love Miss Dog Lover.
That too, I suppose. Drinky.
I know I do.
Yeah. How's your legs doing, Miss Dog Lover? Miss Dog Lover went on a trip to Greece, and it was dark out. And on the 4th day, she fell and really hurt her, scraped up her knees bad. I can see Miss Dog Lover sitting there falling and being like, "Anybody looking? Oh yeah, no, I'm good. Everything's fine." Meanwhile, she's like in excruciating pain, But yeah, she took a bad fall.
I really can't wait for her to get better so I can really make jokes about her falling on her knees.
Yeah. Aw,
love you, Miss Dog Lover.
And I love that name. I'm sorry, Miss Lady Dog Lover. You guys are getting me mixed up in the head there, but Zeus is a great casino game as well, by the way, just so you know. The Zeus game, if anyone has ever gambled before. Anyways, beautiful name, Zeus, for a dog. And a beautiful German Shepherd. My husband, honestly, it's amazing. And this is where I feel bad for John from Crime Scene to Courtroom as well. Like when my husband speaks about Bruno, his German Shepherd that he owned, and his German Shepherd had literally saved Ryan. So Ryan is my brother-in-law that moved here from England a year and a half ago now. Wow. And Ryan is like 22 years old. He's a hottie. By the way. Anybody single? No. But anyways, but Ryan was in the living room, and my husband always tells me about how the neighbor had this pit bull, a pit bull. And this pit bull would go underneath the fence and come in. And the neighbor never did anything about it, But the pit bull was coming in and was about to attack Ryan. And Ryan was just a little baby at the time. And Bruno, according to my husband's story, Bruno just jumped over the couch and basically attacked that pit bull. And that poor pit bull, I guess, took the brunt. Bruno had some scratches, but if it wasn't for Bruno, that German Shepherd, Ryan might not be here to this day, to be honest with you, because that pit bull was going. It was just a mad dog. But anyways, when my husband speaks of Bruno, it's kind of like me. And I'm sorry, you guys, no offense to humans, but kind of like animals better than humans, to be honest with you. And right. And it's just because they just love you. They just love you. But when my husband speaks of Bruno, you could see, the smile that comes on his face, just like I can picture John with Harvey. You're talking about your dog that you love that's now passed on or whatever. And it's like this smile comes over your face because you're just thinking of all those things that a dog, has done and did. And my husband, I could see like his little eye tearing up there as he's talking about Bruno. I do the same thing. I have a hard time looking at golden retrievers because my particular golden retriever, he was killed right in front of me, and it's like a movie that plays in my head. And so I really hardly let my brain go to thinking about that whatsoever, because it's too hard on me, because the love that I had. Oh my God, Steve, I'm getting emotional. And this happened back in 2012, December 7th, 2012. And it's 2023, guys. And honestly, I mean, I could sit here and talk about my mom, I love you, I miss you, and blah, 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 but whenever I'm talking about Bear, which was my golden retriever, again, just a great dog, and I don't know, you guys know how much pets mean to you. Yeah. Miss Dog Lover, you're right, Sunny. When I laid there a few minutes thinking how the F I am going to get up on there. Brave Bruno, well done. Oh, absolutely. My husband, like I said, he's an amazing man. He came from the United Kingdom, to Canada, for people that haven't ever heard me say this, but I met him online gaming, and he's like, and he always bugs him when I say this, but I don't really care. So like, I'm 54, he's 32. I'm sorry, I'll be 54 on July 3rd. He'll be 33 on June 22nd. We're both cancers, but anyways, just a great human being. Just a great human being. My husband's a strong man, but a very sensitive man by that same token. Just a very loving person, and just a brilliant. He can do so many. He can plumb, he can do electricity, he can build, he can computers. Just a great person. I'm so glad that I met him, and I'm actually very glad that the Nicola Bulley story came about, because I know that a good chunk, like about half of the subscribers, not even subscribers, or people that are just watching, are from the UK. And for me, it's because like my husband being from the UK, it just reminds me of when I went to go visit his family over there. Anyways, it makes me proud to cover the Nicola Bulley story, just for the fact of this beautiful mother, went missing, and that the amount of love for this case, it truly shows. Like when I put out a Nicola Bulley story, or a video, it's because I truly care about the case. Sugar Mama, hey Sunny, Sugar Mama, yeah. But I mean, the bottom line is it's no different than Curtis Media, right? He couldn't cover the case. All right. So he had to think of a new way to distribute to his channel, because now he's, covering this case, and everyone's watching, and he's getting, tons of views off of his videos because of how much people are caring about this case. That's what I really like, is when people kind of gather around. Doesn't matter if you're in England, Canada, the US, or whatever. And it's only ignorance when someone says, like, nothing about it. You don't live in England. Again, that's just pure ignorance right there, because there's people all across the true crime that cover, like most cases, you guys, the US for YouTube is your target area, to be honest with you. Like, that's your target. That's where advertisers want to put their ads on. Canada, okay, that's like, but the US target and stuff like that. But like I said, most people don't live in St. Michael's on the Wyre, or in that area of Lancashire, Preston area, right? But it doesn't stop you from caring about a case or covering it. So what, do I have to be a complete moron that just because I don't have an English accent that somehow it makes me, more incapable of covering a case? Would I say that about somebody from the UK covering, or 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 what Grizzly True Crime is, covering a case in the States. That's just ignorant.
Why,
That's
Sonny? Madonna's not British, and she has an accent.
right. But anyways, so again, thank you for the subscribers that have been following us on this channel. So the bottom line is that as a channel, we want it to grow, and it's not like you're going, oh, you know what, I need to go cover an English story, or I need to go cover a story off in Timbuktu or whatever. It's just whatever cases grab your heart that you come across. There's a lot of sad cases out there, but like the Nicola Bulley story, me and Adam, it pulled us in. And because Adam works and I used to work, okay, up until last August. So now I just try to do things on the channel more so I have more time. So, when it comes to putting out videos and stuff like that, obviously, I'm seeing the Nicola Bulley stuff going on all the time. But for both me and Adam, this case grabbed our heart because, again,
Absolutely.
It was just, it's me and Adam are very similar in so many ways, but when a case grabs us, it grabs us. Most of us don't, right? Exactly. And we don't, but you don't have to live there. Trust me, right, Adam? We want to. I would be sitting there waving to Penny. Hey, Penny.
Oh,
Hey,
trust
Penny.
me, I've looked at flights because I mean, I was in the UK last November, but I looked at flights for the summer. Of course, it's summer, so it's more expensive. But I was like, okay, I can't do that.
Yeah, I know, right? But it will be so nice, like whenever me and my husband are able to go back to England, and Ryan, I would love to meet up with some people. I would love to go to a few places, that's for sure. I would really like to go to this spot, just like if I'm ever in the United States, I would love to go to Indiana and go to the Monon High Trail Bridge for the murders of Abby and Libby. Or the Red Room of Abby and Libby that happened in that case. Again, it's a long case. It's been over 6 years. Richard Allen's, in jail, but it's a very intriguing
And
story.
I will say, I'm sorry, Sonny.
No, go ahead. No,
I will say, it is entirely different when there's a case that you follow that you're passionate about. And I know John will say this as well with when he went to St. Michael's. Is when you see something that you follow in person, it can change your perspective. I know that when I was in Portugal last winter, I went to the condo where Madeleine McCann went missing from, and I know that for myself, having followed that case since 2007, and then being there and being in the Algarve, Praia de Luz, and seeing the condo in person, it did change my perspective a little bit on how I felt about, how small the area was that the family was having dinner at versus where the condo was. And then just seeing like the window and the door and the patio and everything in person, it did change my my opinion quite a bit on a lot of things. So I think that, being boots on the ground and seeing a scene in real life can make a big difference. So, Caesar, yes, I know. I've always promised a Madeleine McCann live, and hey, they're searching that reservoir, so maybe there'll be a reason to do one soon.
Yeah. I want to ask the people actually in the chat too, if you don't mind, and just put a 1 if you do.
I'll take you up on that.
Yeah. I know Claire's like, I'll put you up, Aspen. She's going to be like, I'll put you in the doghouse, honey. That's where you could live. Right. But how many people here follow the Delphi case? Like, just hit 1 if you do follow the Delphi case. And so Kim French, yes. Yes, I've listened to the Kagan Klein interview actually on Aspen Connor's channel. Okay, so Aspen Connor is on, of course, It's a Criming Shame. Okay. And then not too long ago, his channel, he finally got it monetized because, that way he has the ability to do things on his channel as well. And one of the things that he did recently was he had an interview with Murder Sheets. and they talked about the Kagan Klein, podcast that Murder Sheets, Anya and Kevin had done. Um, I personally have a ton I could say about Kagan Klein. He's a liar, first and foremost. He's a what I would call a chronic liar. Um, and so, but we're going to be doing a live on that one, going over some of those podcast questions to do with the Kagan Klein that Murder Sheets talked to Allie Conklin, which is the girlfriend at the time to Kagan Klein and stuff like that. But the bottom line with Kagan Klein is it is 1% truth, 99% shit that comes out of his mouth. Okay. When he talks. So
Right.
as long as you guys all remember that all the time, that when somebody is an absolute narcissist, oh, thank you very much. Good. Thank you so much.
Thank you, MB.
You know, I put out, thank you, NB. I just want to say this. I put out, this always happens. And it's truly sad to me personally, but I like to do tribute videos for cases that I cover. Did one for Delphi, for Abby and Libby, did a lot of them. I've done
really
one.
good. You do really good ones as well.
Yeah. Well, the Nicola Bulley one was very, sorry, Adam, go ahead.
You're really good at them.
I just like to do things from my heart. And I know that the tribute videos never get as many views.
But that's not why you're doing them.
No. I don't know why it's coming in double. Why ever it's coming in double lately, I don't know. It's like I can hear an echo to that. But thank you, MB. But the tribute videos I do, it's not even based around like views or anything, actually. Whatever a video gets, regardless if it's Nicola Bulley, I could put out a video about Brian Koberger, and it gets maybe like 300 views and stuff like that. Who cares? It's a matter of what I feel like doing when I'm putting out a video. But the tribute ones always mean a lot to me, because those are ones that saying, look, I'm just taking my own talents, and whether people think that they suck or not, I like to take my own creativeness and apply them to my own feelings, in a sense, to put a video out there for doing it for myself, because to say that, hey, look, I'm going to make a tribute video for Nicola Bulley, which I did. It's got a 1K plus views on it. The tribute videos never get as much attention because people usually want to hear the, more of the, she wasn't in the water and this and that and stuff on the title. But the tribute videos, like I said, I just do them from the bottom of my heart. It's my special thing. If somebody comes along and really appreciates the fact that I made a video for this case or that case, then they do. Or if a family member happens to see it and say, oh, like, what a sweet video that somebody did for my daughter or whatever, a partner or whatever, I just simply want to make one because it's just my heart saying that I want to do one. But the one with Nicola Bulley, I just took basically a butterfly for a lot of it, and just took the butterfly along the path because, the whole theme was yellow. So I took a yellow butterfly and kind of just took it along the path there. And instead of, adding, like it takes still a lot of time to do those videos. But some of them are more detailed where I put a lot more movement, but I just wanted to keep it simple and clean. And just, I thought it was a beautiful thing, like that butterfly following the path along, which symbolized a Nicola Bulley, and stuff like that. But I again, appreciate anyone that does watch those. They never get the views that they deserve. You have some pictures for me, Claire? Yay. Yeah. And you guys, of course, if you guys have always anything that you want to share, I'm just going to call a spade on this one. So there was this person, and I'll just call her Tanya. And Tanya happens to be my twin sister's name as well. So Tanya had sent me some information with regards to this one I called TNT. She had sent me information in regards to Penny Fletcher and the stuff like that, and this little piece of a family tree. So she sent me the information. At no point did she say, please don't use this information or anything like that. And it was back from April 1st when I was at, hey, anybody know, what the connection is here? So anyways, so I go back and I look, because I had messaged her and I hadn't heard back from her a couple of days. And then I went and looked the other day and it said, you have been blocked from this person. And I'm like, okay, so you sent me the information. At no point did you say that you can't use the information. I thought that was the whole point of it, was to, Ron Slater and whatever. Da, 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 da. Anyways, Tanya, if you're seeing this, like I said, too bad that you couldn't actually have talked to me and said you just had to block me or whatever. But again, like then all you have to do is say, if somebody doesn't want something used or anything like that, then at least say that didn't happen. It was kind of like, oh, great, thanks so much for, giving me this, da, 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 da. Now, that's what pissed me off, is that I hadn't looked at my messages, because I never know how to use the meta stuff. So I happened to see this message. And I'm like, oh man, this could have saved me months of searching for this Ron character, right? Who's Ron? And, I know that Grizzly True Crime saying, well, it's not that hard. Well, that's fine and dandy when you have people that are from the family messaging you, with information. But to anybody else out there, nobody actually knew whose Ron's last name was, or even if Ron was his name and stuff like that.
Right.
So I was very grateful to her and said it. And I said it in the video, like, thanks to TNT, didn't use her name, but just saying, I'm just going to call her Tanya, because that was her name, and say, sorry that you felt the need to block me or whatever. But, thank you. I appreciate it. And I gave shout outs and whatever without saying the name. But yeah, so if people do want to send information, like I said, and you don't want your name attached to it in any way, shape, or form, and if you don't want it to be used publicly, then say so, because we don't.
Well, Claire sent us the name as well of Ron.
No.
In that article, remember?
No, you're talking about the Keith Harlow guy's name that's already out there. Yeah, I never said it in the video for a while there, but then other people kept putting it on the video, saying, because a lot of other people had seen Chris Substackers, and so once it's kind of actually whatever. Bottom line is that it was out there. People, like I said, on the video kept saying, yeah, oh yeah, I know who that is. That's the Harlow guy or whatever. Bottom line is, I don't even know where Keith Harlow fits into it at all. He's the guy with the fluffy white dog. And, Grizzly True Crime has him as seeing Penny tying up the dog with the twine. Hi, Stacey Holt. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's just it. The bottom line was, I was like saying, thank you very much for giving me this. I should have looked at my thing a while ago. Again, right? Normally when somebody says something and they don't want you to use it, they'll usually say, like, please don't use my name, or this is just personal information for you, but it was just a fact that it was like, okay, so I guess I gave you a shout out and said, thank you very much. And, whatever. So I was like, and then I looked around and then it's like, you've been blocked from this person. And it's just like, really, for me personally, it's like, so if I did something wrong, why don't you just message me back and say, hey, look, I didn't mean for you to use this information publicly or whatever. Right. Instead, it's just, okay, block. And I'm just like, whatever, life goes on. Sorry that, that you felt that you needed to block me. Okay. I can go to frickin', which I have, not Ancestry, My Heritage, and look up this stuff myself. It's not like, it's just the fact of, I was very appreciative, regardless, to Tanya, finding out who Ron Slater was. And I shared it with you guys as well. But the information was not said, hey, don't share any of this. I mean, it was something that was talked about, like I said, many, many, many times. I doubt that. I think many people just really wanted to know, like, who the heck is Ron? And where does he come into the picture? Like, what relation is it of to Penny and the attachments that go along? Right. Don't even share it with me then. Right. Then keep it to yourself for your own private knowledge. Personally, for me, like I said, if you think Sunny can keep a secret, yeah, no. For us, we just like to pride ourselves in the fact of, again, truth and transparency, that if somebody says don't do this, or that they don't want their name to be used, we respect that. We're not out there to sit there and throw anybody underneath of a bus, or try to do any damage to anybody whatsoever. There's lots of times we get information and we just can't share it because you made that promise to somebody. So some people might go back on their words and stuff like that, or be little snakes in the grass. But is it worth it to lose your respect with people because you're being a cheap, cheesy, cheap shot channel and stuff like that? Oh, can I just say, actually, this ticked me off. This is random here. This one ticked me off. This person has a channel, and I clicked on it because I was looking at it. I'm not sure if you guys know this channel. It's called Little People Big World. Anyway, it's about the roll-offs, the small people family. I love that show. But anyways, so there's this one channel. As I was scrolling down, it said that this person had passed away, died. And I'm like, bull crap. This person didn't die. So when I literally went to the channel, every single video, every single one of them is a video saying that Madonna died, that Cher died, that Princess William died, that this person died. Like every video was about that. And I'm not going to lie. I actually hit report on that channel because what a scamming bunch of crap that somebody literally just makes videos to act like somebody died so that they get that click or whatever on their thing and get all the views, get all the ad money for it. What a greedy, selfish piece of crap that people have to do stuff like that. But they're out there, But I just thought it was so pathetic that every video was this fake thumbnail that somebody had died. And I thought, well, you're disgusting. You're a despicable piece of crap. But those ones exist out there. If I'm going to watch a funny little person, it's going to be Cat Williams and Kevin Hart. Oh, I love Kevin Hart. Okay, so let's see. Do you guys have anything else that you guys want to say? Because, you guys probably need to get going to bed soon, most of you guys. If you haven't watched Curtis Media's video, this is a kind of a cute little picture. You just feel like you're in the well of it yourself. If you haven't watched Curtis Media's video, go check it out. I think a lot of you guys have that are here, obviously. But that was a great video. It was compact, had so much to it. Getting to see Penny on that tractor, honestly, that was just priceless. And the fact that Paul walked right by. Yeah. Sorry, Adam. I'm doing all the talking here. I'm so used to doing these lives by myself for the YouTube.
Oh, no, you're fine. You're fine. Like I said, I've got to get going in a minute anyway. So that works out well.
Well, it's Saturday afternoon here. For Adam, it's 6:00 there. It's 3:00 here on Vancouver. And I'm in Vancouver, Canada. So it's still very sunny over here, but I know that it's 11:00 in the UK time. So just before we go, does anybody have anything else that they wanted to say? It's 1:28. So just a couple more minutes, guys, and then we'll head off. And I got a video that I need to work on anyway. Yeah. But I appreciate you guys for joining us today. It's 5. Oh, yeah. And on Monday, we'll be doing, Jeff is going to be joining us. There's Jeff. It's 5:00 somewhere. Yeah. It's that song. Jeff will be joining us. We're going to be talking about the Brian Kohberger case. If anyone doesn't follow that, it's that's a huge case. Like, how like Nicola Bulley's case, it was a huge case in the UK that managed to get national attention. Well, if you don't watch or follow the Brian Kohberger case out of Idaho, that one in itself too is a huge case. That's about the unaliving the homicides of 4 college students, and Brian Kohberger being a criminology student, and he was a teacher's assistant. So if you're not into that, it's a really big case out here. Yeah, there's a couple big cases, but that one's huge on the internet for cases going on. Oh my God, my uncle lives. Your uncle lives here in Vancouver, in the Vancouver area, Claire? Positive vibes, thank you. Jackie, yeah. But on Monday, you guys will be at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. So we'll be doing that with Jeff, and he'll be joining us. And we're just going to and see. I'm not sure if anyone else is going to join us, but me and Adam, Jeff, and we're not going to do the members live on Monday. Just so you know, for members that are watching this right now, we're going to bypass that so that we can do the Brian Koberger live on the Monday and do that.
But members can still watch.
Well, they do pay for membership. I suppose you're right, Adam. They can still watch. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Watching this case. Yeah. Again, thank you guys for joining. And as for Nicola Bulley, again, I can hardly wait. I mean, regardless, I'm curious what the inquest is going to say about Nicola Bulley. But again, after watching Curtis's video and looking at the area, it's boggled my mind. Right. I really don't see how nobody could have seen her at some point, that she would have gotten over certain places where the water's just so low. It doesn't make sense at all. So
can I also say really quickly, I just want to say thank you to everyone that's in the chat and that's watching. Sometimes it's hard when you have over 200 people at one point, but everyone was so respectful and everyone was so courteous about other people's opinions. So I just want to say thank you, because I didn't see any drama in the chat or anything like that. And so I think that's such an incredible example of the way things should be, when people can discuss things, talk about things. And even if you feel differently than others, you don't have to have like a huge below the belt fight. So thank you very much for everyone being so classy and respectful.
Yeah. Right. I mean, poor Pincho felt the wrath of that. But, hey, if he wants to apologize for being ignorant, then maybe I'll unblock him. But
Sonny, I just said thank you to everyone for being so classy. And
I know. And then I said that, I know. Well, because Pincho was in here a lot, like all the time, right? But he went below the belt. And so then it was just like I had to block him. So I was just going to say, we don't allow for that type of stuff in here regardless. So and the thing is, we barely get it at all anymore, because most people do know that, because you can have conversations as adults and you don't have to agree, and you don't need, like, people can't put their morals on other people. Your morals are your morals. Other people's are other people's morals and stuff like that. But, just like I said, there's no reason why people just can't come in, say what they want, and it's their opinion and their thoughts. And if somebody else wants to say something, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Thank you, Renee. Thank you. We'll send, and I have a video too. Ooh, Claire, awesome, you're getting me all excited. I appreciate that, Claire, so much. Thank you so much. William, don't unblock him. Okay, William. William. Y'all have a nice day. Jeff, thank you so much. Crystal, take care. Punch the narrative. Thank you again. Thank you guys for joining us. Okay. Yeah. Okay, you guys. And then look, like I said, thank you guys for all the likes all the views on the last video and the likes and stuff like that. And justice for Nicola Bulley, and thanks for joining us. And we'll see you next time.
Right. And MB Inc., thank you for the super chat.
And yes, thank you so much. And one last thing, of course, is thank you to Curtis Media for going down there, giving us the coverage, in a sense, meaning being able to at least go watch his videos and having a bird's eye view. I always love that and appreciate that. And again, I mean, I really respect that when people, kind of got the, like the, I don't know, metal balls, basically balls to the walls, and, do things with, it's kind of
metal
like,
balls.
Yeah. Well, he does. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just,
like balls of steel.
I kind of like, I want to say rule breakers, because he has a right to be down there filming and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's like, again, he's not this bad person, he does a lot of great coverage, and I personally appreciate that very much. So if you haven't checked out, you guys, everything, if you guys want to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, or whatever, always in the videos are the ways to get there. Okay. To follow us. on Twitter and the Facebook page and different things like that. So those links are always in the video. So just go check them out. All right. And go buy
And
a
if you are watching from the US, have a happy Memorial Day weekend.
Oh, right. To the US people, last week was ours. Ours was Victoria Day for Queen Victoria. So we call it the May Day long weekend or May long weekend. But this week is the US. I'm not really sure in the UK if they had any long weekend. I mean, they always throw me off with the whole Mother's Day thing because they have their Mother's Day in March and ours is in May. That always throws me off because Steve's mom will send me a message going, Happy Mother's Day. And I'm like, oh, right. It's Mother's Day over in the UK. I'm like, yeah, ours isn't till May. Anyways, you guys, thank you very much. Have a good one. Take care, guys. This is Sunny Justice and Aspen Connor from It's a Crime and Shame, wishing you all a good night.